Today is Wednesday, April the 27th, 2022. I just want to focus on a little something. You know, it may not be nothing to some people, but it's mean a lot to me. But you see, it's 6:31 p.m. and that's me out in my front yard with the water hose. And it's a big concern to me. If for those that remember on March the 28th, 2022, when a mob of most of felons, some black and white, y'all seen who they were. But my focus is now on the fact of this letter that Paul Page had Charleston, Missouri police officer Mark Higgins to personally bring to my house, which the mayor and the city manager said that they had no business, the police had no business bringing me that letter. But the letter was banning me because of the fact that Paul Page said that my continuing ranting and complaining about this white family, Josh, I can't pronounce his last name. Everybody know him, at 302 Wall Housing, on the corner of Wall Housing and Vine Street here in Charleston, Missouri, which their backyard here. You see where my bushes at? Their backyard is on the side of my bushes, and I've been complaining since December of 2021. Y'all know the story about the trash. And Paul Page banded me, and I showed after he banded me how the trash was steady coming. And then you all seen on March the 19th, 2022, right coming down off the side of this house, a person that don't live there, a felon. Josh is a felon too. Both of the people is white. The other one is Brian, B-R-A-I-N, I believe, or I-A-N. But Brian Campbell, a felon for shooting somebody in Sykeston, Missouri. He's on 15-year paper. I believe Josh is on 3 years or 5-year paper. Some people wondering how he living in the projects. But what my point is now, if I was borrowed, here is a white felon that live in the 1200 block of East Marshall Street in Charleston, Missouri. But he be over here at this house all the time with another felon. But yet on my camera, I show him approaching me in an aggressive manner, trying to make me stop videoing this yard where this trash is at. And I asked him, did he live over here? And he said, no. Saw you threatening me. I didn't say nothing to you, but you can hear him on the camera. But then he repeated it again on March the 28th, 2022, when a white female that be coming over to this same house, she probably a felon too, came up on my property, and I videoed it and trying to tear my bushes up. And then Brian Campbell, along with a couple of black felons, came and intimidating me, trying to intimidate me, threatening me and my 2 young daughters. And it was on video, and people went to Paul Page to complain about it. And I'm wondering if they sent this guy or gave this guy a letter, but I don't think he did, because you see what the date is, and I want you to see him again. Brian and Josh, 2 felons. Normally you don't supposed to be together. Both of them with gun cases. Now you watch the little red car, which would be Brian Campbell. That's Brian Campbell right there. You see the black truck? That's Josh. I want you to see where they're going to. Both of them, you see where he turning to? That's Warhouse and Vine. They're going to this house right here. Now, did they give this guy a letter telling him he's barred because the parole and probation haven't did anything to him? You see what I'm saying? The police department, the Charleston, Missouri Police Department ain't did nothing to him. The Mississippi County Sheriff Department ain't did nothing to them. And we know why, because they white. But now, if you can see, when he going past, you know, they do this here a lot. They look like they going to intimidate me. See, what the police, the Sheriff Department, the Parole and Probation Office, and Paul Page and the rest of these white racists, what they going to end up doing, making Brian think he can keep on coming by my property and threaten me, and he going to be in the cemetery. I'm going to leave it at that. Whoever don't like it, go to a judge or prosecuting attorney. I want to know why this felon is still able to come over here after he done threatened me a few times in his own video. Peace, peace, Steve. Now, you see, this is the letter that Paul Page had Mark Higgins, a rejected chief of police from the East Prairie, Missouri Police Department, about 7 to 10 miles away from here, had him bring me this letter banning me. You see who it is, and you could see the reasoning why he said it, because he said that I'm trespassing on these people at 302 wall housing, a backyard property, but yet he's seen on the YouTube where the same people that Jessica and Brian Campbell and a few other whites that came, that came on my property here in front of my house. And not only did they try to tear my bushes up, but Brian threatened me, told me he better not catch me at a service station. Now, did he give him a letter like this here? And if he did he tell him the same thing as me? If he got caught on on the housing authority property, that it was going to be told to, the prosecuting attorney gonna know about it. The housing authority attorney gonna know about it. All the housing authority workers gonna know about it. The sheriff department gonna know about it. And the police department gonna know about it. I don't think he did, because this guy study come by. I look at him, and my daughters look at him as a threat, because he done threatened me, and he done been over here. Get that van, hurry up. Can you see the van real good? That van right there is the fat white female that came on my property, and I had to escort her off. Then she went and started tearing my bushes up. Is she gonna be barred? I don't think they're gonna be barred because they white. But the only way you deal with people like Paul Page, the police department, and the sheriff department, and the parole and probation, is you got to file lawsuits. When you black, you have to file lawsuits. That's the only way that you can get justice. And you can't get justice no other way. Right now, I have a complaint against Paul Page at the Missouri Human Rights Commission, because of the fact he barred me now for complaining. But here it is, a white felon and some other felons that live in the projects. Some of the black felons live in the projects too. But he allowed them, he done seen the video, the police done seen the video, the sheriff department done seen the video, and the parole and probation officer know about it, because I called twice, 3 times, but they ain't did nothing. But the only way you can get this here done, now see, if Brian come back again, I ain't gonna call the police, because he done threatened me a couple of times. I'm gonna try to take his life. If that female come back on my property, I'm gonna try to take her life. If Josh and the rest of these felon black and whites come over here, I'm gonna try to take their life. I don't give a damn who don't like what I'm saying. This is my property. This is my voice. And if I want to complain about some filthy white people or black people that's putting trash in my bushes and tearing my bushes up, that's my right. First and 14th Amendment. Peace be still.